as we round up, let's look at, earlier we previewed Group A to C. Now we are going to Group D to F. And we've seen how the World Cup has started. There's a whole lot of expectation. USA is hosting the World Cup now as a co-host for the second time. They are seated in Group D, and you have USA, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey. I'll start with Imlolua. What are you expecting in this particular group?
Well, as the host nation, and I think they've done well enough under Pochettino. I think US and Turkey should. I think Turkey has no reason not to top that group. You understand? Considering the quality of players they have, considering how they qualified, you understand? Considering how they've played, I think they should top the group, followed by US. Australia has always been a nation that comes to participate. You understand? They always come to participate. So, and Paraguay as well. I don't really see Paraguay pulling as much.
Yeah, are you there?
US under Pochettino, though they've been up and down, but I see them as, and considering the fact that they are the host nation, I think they'll have that motivational backing and start to go ahead. And Turkey, based on quality of players in that group, Turkey has, I think, top players, you understand, that can push and pull the nation, you understand, out of the group stage. Players like Kananoglu, you understand, Azagula, and players like that. So it's my take, US and Turkey to top the group. Paraguay comes third, and Australia are the least or the last on the group.
Solomon, a lot of people are writing Australia off. However, the last time they were under Gusiding, they were able to make to the quarterfinals, and that was 2002 World Cup. Don't you think Australia can shock everybody and also qualify for this particular group? And remember, result under Pochettino has not been fantastic. They played a couple of games running to the World Cup, and they didn't win any of them. And that has been the situation under Pochettino since he took over. Do you think, maybe at the end of the day, we might see a US being knocked out of the first round because the result has not been great under Pochettino?
Okay, quick one. South Korea were the ones under Gus Hiddink in 2002, and they got to the
Is it
semi-finals.
2006? I think one of them. I think Australia, maybe it's 2006. I'm not sure, but I know Gusidink was their coach, and they got to the quarterfinals or thereabout.
I think it was 2006. Was it 2006? Thereabout. I can't exactly say right now. But when we look at, as Mr. Temi said, they are a regular country in the World Cup, right? They are irregular, and I think that, left to me, I think that might be what they will bring to the fore, having had the experience of playing in a top competition as the World Cup. I think that they would want to bring that to the table. And when you talk about USA not getting results under what's it called now, under Pochettino, I think that with the USA, I think that what will work for them beyond the crowd now, beyond the home advantage, is that the quality and the style of play now is different. The people that are playing now, they are a younger team. They are a younger team, and they are they are hungry for more. If we talk about every other sports in the world, you would always call USA athletics, archery, swimming, whatnot. USA are a top country, but when it comes to football, you can tell that they are still not there in terms of in terms of the footballing quality. However, things are changing. If you can get a coach like Mauricio Pochettino, it means that you know that you want to upgrade the level of your team. And what better way to do it than on the biggest stage of them all, the World Cup, and a World Cup that you are hosting as well. So I think that USA has the quality of players. I think that they have not just the quality of players, the coach as well has the mentality to be able to pull them, even if they do not qualify for the quarterfinals, at least for the what's it called now? For
Round of
the
16.
round of 16. I think the last time that Paraguay qualified was in 2002. Yeah, 2002 World Cup. I think that was the last time we saw. Was it Chilavet? That legendary
Chilavet,
goalkeeper
yeah.
for. Yes. So that tells a lot, right? So I go with what Mr. Timmy has said: Turkey and USA from Group D.
Okay, still sticking with Solomon. Group E now, we have Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. I think everybody will agree that they call them Curacao, not Curacao. I'll call that a Nigerian guy. I think apart from Tai Chong, the guy that plays for Manchester United before, I think he plays. Yeah, I think he plays in the Dutch Eredivisie now. Apart from him, you hardly hear anything about them. Obviously, everybody will feel, Curacao would probably be the whipping boys of that particular team. But a lot of people are not talking about Ecuador, and Ecuador has one of the toughest defense in this particular group. Do you think they'll be able to make a statement in this particular group? I mean, if you're looking at the group, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador.
Oh well, except there's going to be an upset, which I don't see happening. Obviously, Germany tops the group easily. Curacao obviously will be last. Now, based on the AFCON performance, Ivory Coast were not good at all. They were not.
That's true.
They were not good. Right? They were not the Ivory Coast that won the AFCON in 2023. They were not that Ivory Coast, right? They were not phenomenal in this last AFCON tournament. If they carry that same performance into this World Cup, I don't think they will qualify for the round of 16. They have fine players. Kesse, Diallo, they are fine players, right? But if, again, as I said, they carry that same performance from the AFCON into this tournament, then I don't see how they are going to progress. Ecuador are also a team that, just like Australia, they are to a large extent irregular in the World Cup, and they actually always leave their group. I think I can't remember when the last time they have not left their group. Now they've always qualified, even if it's for the round of 16. Was it not Ecuador that almost killed Neymar's career? They were the ones now. Was it Ecuador or Colombia? I missed their flags together. So I missed their flags together. But as you said, Ecuador, they have the likes of Pacho, they have the likes of Caicedo, players that have such experience playing in top competitions and at the biggest stages of all. So they would come in with a lot of experience, they will come in with a lot of exposure, which I think would be a deciding factor for them against countries like Curacao and Cote d'Ivoire. However, again, Germany tops the group easily. I think that Nagelsmann has found a way to work with this crop of players, and I do not think that Germany are yet near the level that they were in 2014 or in 2010 or even in 2006, right? But I think that they are taking a step in the right direction with the current crop of players that they have. Thank you.
Okay. Temiloluwa, I mean, Germany, Curacao, Ivory Coast, Ecuador. I mean, what do you make of the group?
We know the favorites to leave the group now. So the favorites are Germany inevitably. You understand? But I think, and I feel like there's going to be something unexpected happening between Ecuador, Curacao, and Ivory Coast. Because the
Why?
three nations are not tops. You understand? The three nations are not tops. So I think they might be an upset in the way we want to rank them. Because if we want to rank them now, we'll say Curacao will be the last. You understand? I have a feeling that Curacao will get at least maybe a point or even 3 points, you understand, in this competition. People say they are Netherlands team C, you understand? So,
That's true.
because
That's
most of the
true.
players there, aside the Tai Chong, so it's only Tai Chong that was born in Curacao. The rest were not born there, you understand? So, but
True.
you never can say actually. Ecuador has the players, you understand, in terms of defense and the likes, but attack wise, they are not. And this is World Cup actually. This is World Cup. So form, I don't think form is a role in World Cup. And doesn't actually play a role in the World Cup. But in terms of quality, like someone said, this is no German team, but German watching. this is the one that has the least quality. You understand? This is the one that has the least top level of player compared to previous editions of Germany. You understand? Had the likes of all those Tiger and the likes. You understand? Compared to this one now, you get so and I'm going to give Crowd a card. I'm expecting something from them. I'm expecting them to shock us somehow. You understand? At least I hope it's not damning to use that statement. But fingers crossed, expecting a statement from them. But Germany and Ivory Coast, I don't know what to say about them. Yes, and the AFCON that they won, there was a change of coach in between the tournament. Yes, so it's not as if it was the coach that brought them to that tournament that led them. No, there was a change. You understand? There was a change. So the change helped them win that. After then, Ivory Coast have just been everywhere. You understand? They've not been as consistent as they should based on the quality of players that they have. You understand? So, but fingers crossed, having the likes of Diomande, having the likes of Amad Diallo, having the likes of Nicolas Pepe, Kessie, you understand? They should be playing better. They should be doing better. You understand? But they are not really showing us what we expect. You understand? But for Curacao, I'm expecting something from Curacao.
Okay. As we round up, and I'll stick with Temlolua here. Group F, Holland, they call them Netherlands now. Holland, Japan, Sweden, Tunisia. A whole lot of people will feel Netherlands will take it. Sweden might be there, Tunisia. But the Japanese side, there is a Nigerian goalkeeper, half Nigerian, half Japanese. And he's their goalkeeper, and he's been doing so well in the SerieA. What do you make of that particular group? I'm silently rooting for Japan because of our lost brother that is playing as their goalkeeper.
You see, there's something about these Asian countries. People tend to overlook them too much. You understand? People tend to overlook them in World Cup tournaments. You understand? I think, was it 2013 or was it 2018 where they met Belgium? You understand? And they were leading Belgium. Was it 2020?
2018.
So when they met Belgium, I think in the quarterfinals or thereabouts. So we tend to overlook them, you guess. But Japan has always been like a country that leaves the group stage. They know how to leave the group stage. Yes, and when we look at Holland, let's be honest with ourselves, Holland have been everywhere too as well. You get the only reason why we are giving Holland the recognition is because of the quality of players that they have. You understand? They've not really, since when Memphis Depay has gotten injured, they've not really been convincing. When you watch their friendlies, they've not been convincing. You understand? They won their last friendlies with 2 penalties from Cody Gakpo. You understand? They could have even drawn the game if not for the 96-minute penalty from Gakpo. You understand? So they've not really top like that. You understand? And when you look at Switzerland, I cannot really tell you that one person will top the group.
Sweden.
I cannot tell you one person will top the group. Sweden. I cannot really tell you that one person will top the group. You understand? But I can tell you that